Alright guys, we ready? 8-3, log and exponential functions. Ready?
Four function calculator, and everyone except for I can't calculate, everyone has that.
Ready?
No, she knew. Everyone else was like, no,
There we go. Ready now? Got the title? Okay. Alright guys, so log and exponential functions, so we don't have the title. Alright guys, so we are going to start off by just being able to convert from logarithmic form to exponential form and back.
But they're calculating.
So go ahead, jot it down, then I'll do an example of each so you can see if you remember this from last year. Do you guys remember logs? Did you hate logs? How do we feel about logs? Easy last year, okay.
But it's you have a calculator, right?
You have to like understand it, yeah. You don't have a calculator. Okay, so for the first one, if I give you a little log equation, like let's say I say log base 3 of 9 equals 2. That's a really bad color, isn't it? A little like... What? Oh, did I? I didn't even notice. That's funny. Call them what?
Double L equation.
Double L.
Because he said little log.
Oh, little log, sure. All right, guys. So when you're given something like this, we need to convert that to exponential. The way you do that, you take your base here, what's the base of my log equation? 3. And then I just think go in this little order. So 3 squared equals 9. And that makes sense, right? 3 squared is 9? Yeah. Okay. So that's converting a log to exponential form. You can do this a different way. You can start with the exponential. Let's say I have 8 squared equals 64. What are you going to write for your log equation? Log base 8 of 64 equals 2. Look at this one. See how the exponent goes over there? And you can always just check, like think about going back. So 8 squared 64. Okay, that works. I color-coded them here for you just so you can recognize this base is the same as this base. That y is the same as that y, and that x is the same as that. Okay. All right, so let's practice. Okay, so let's practice converting them. There's some examples. I'm going to let you try all 6 of those. Let's see what you come up with. 0.1 equals -1. You guys know the base on number 6? So anytime, anytime there's a log without a base for it, the base is 10. Alright guys, we good on these? Should we go through them real quick? Alright, so number 1, that is going to be log base what? Of equals -2. Good. Alright guys, so then number 2, that's going to be log base 4 of 8.
3 over 2.
Beautiful. Okay, this one?
1,000 equals 3.
Alright, I didn't write the 10.
4K.
You guys understand? You shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, if it's common log, yeah, when it's base 10, you don't write the 10.
Isn't it like also, it doesn't give you one, you can put 10?
It is 10, yeah. So like number 6, the base was 10. Okay. All right, so we're okay 1 through 3? All right, so number 4, we're going to take the base. So 8 to the 1/3 equals 2. Then we've got 6 to the 0 equals 1. And 10 to the -1 equals 0.1. That's a 0.1.
Oh, wait. Oh,
You're like, do you have a headache, or are you trying to like send psychic messages? What's happening back there?
Understand.
It's really struggle.
The theme of the day, right? We're just confused. Yep, it's the day. All right, so are we okay through 6?
I just want to be able to like do something with my mind, you know?
So you're trying to use like Jedi Force or something?
Focus mindset. Like, I need to focus more.
All right, guys. So jot down 7, 8, and 9, and then I'll go through the first one with you, and we will go from there. This is all without a calculator. Yes. I think so, because I know like how exponents work. I suppose if you don't know exponents, then it's harder. I don't know. Okay, there's 2.
Yeah, I think that's at the end.
Yeah. Alright guys, you ready for 7? What you're thinking about is making this an equation, so like you can think about setting it equal to x, or you know, smiley face, or whatever variable you want to use. So I am thinking 7 to what power is 1 over 49? -2. And guys, there's not a lot of work to show for these. And if you just talk yourself through it, like the next one, I'm thinking 2 to what power is 64, and you write the answer, like, that's okay. There's not a ton of work to show on this. So I'm thinking 2 to what power is 64? What do you think? 2 times 2 is 4. 8. All right, then number 9, 1/3 to what power is 27? Well, first, 3 to what power is 27? 3. So, but I need it to be flipped. So what did you say? Yes, -3. So do you guys see why we had to review exponents before we do these? Yeah. Shut. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh my god.
Hold on.
It's a Christian, but it's I mean,
I don't know.
I think we should just in class now.
All right, guys, jot down 10 and 11. I'll show you 10, and then you guys can do 11 on your own.
do you want to skip a leg every day? You like have to skip a low leg.
Go to class, Franz.
What are you talking about?
So you want me to check?
Do it. Can you?
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I might not miss that one.
I'm pretty sure I have 3, maybe 3 classes in the past 2 months.
What period do you have it?
On today. It might really not be that much. It was that day that you went on that airplane.
You've missed it 10 times for the year. just so you know.
Oh, geez, man. Just so all of you know.
All of YouTube now knows. All right, guys. It is for the whole year.
Well, how many times in the past 2 months?
One of them was a tardy, so you've really only missed it 9 times.
Oh, yeah, just-
Okay. Okay. The random. We have time. We'll get back to our notes here in a second.
So, how many times in the past?
I did miss a lot. I have SJ. It was like, you are just sick this year.
All right, guys. So what we are doing, you are trying to make the two sides of your equation match. So you're trying to find the same base. So let me show you on number 10. You have to think of a number that if you raised it to some power, it would be 8. And if you also raised it to a different power, it would be 1/2. It does sound like a murder mystery. Let's try 2. Because what is 2 to the 3rd power? 8. And what about 2 to the -1?
What is the negative?
That's 1/2, right? Isn't that just another way to write 1/2? Okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
We just need the base to be.
You need the base to be the same. You could, yeah, you sort of, it's a little trickier. All right, so I could write this using your rules from exponents. Isn't this also 2 to the 3 minus 6x? Yeah? When you have a power to a power, you multiply? Yes? Okay, bases match, right? I've got 2's on both of these. What would have to be true then about the exponent? They would have to equal each other. So then you can write the equation 3 minus 6x equals -1. And that should be simple algebra 1 equation to solve, right? So -6x equals -4. X is going to equal 2/3. Yeah. So, yeah, you're just thinking of another way to write 8 and 1/2 so they can. So you guys try number 11.
Where did you get the 3 minus 6?
So when I have a power, I multiply.
Oh, then you want to that too.
Yes.
Figure that one out too.
Okay.
What did you say?
Or your.
All right, guys, what's our base on this one? 3. So 3 to the third is 27, right? 3 to the negative 1. All right, so that's really 3 to the 3x minus 6. Set them equal. Did you guys get 5/3?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do you want another one of those?
Yeah.
It's a little trickier.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
They're kind of fun.
Yeah, they're like little puzzles.
Wait.
They're like little puzzles.
You can do. All right, let's do 1/4 to the x plus 1 equals
Oh, we do it from the home.
Hey, that's me just making one up, so if the answer's ugly, sorry.
No, but you have to go
We do
one.
And it's not always going to be, like, the base you have to pick may not be showing right now. You might have to pick a base that's not, yes, that's why it's a little trickier than the other ones.
There's gonna be like one on test.
Alright. 4 is definitely not your base, okay?
Alright.
Just a tip. Did it come out nicely? Oh, yay. That's wonderful. I made a good one?
Yes.
16 plus 2. Yeah, 16 plus 2.
So guys, what's your base? 2, okay. All right, guys, how do you feel about that?
Feels like it's a good one.
Feels like a good one. Okay.
Whoa.
So did you guys get 1/4?
Yes.
Alright. Not too bad? Anybody questions so far? We don't have too much left. Bobby, you good?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I got it.
Got it? Alright. Let's keep going, maybe. Alright, we are going to find domain.
Oh my god.
You can do this!
I got green grass.
Wasn't graphing like the easier homework from last time?
I know, but it's
Well, that-
so much extra.
Oh my goodness. It just Alright, jot them down. I will show you.
Spicy?
Are you having fun on class?
Did you say things spicy?
He said domain makes it spicy.
Oh, I think it's expensive.
I know.
This guy's funny.
So don't play.
I'm very jealous of his thing.
I would buy all the things.
I really like these kinds where I can just quickly change. These make me
Little
happy.
teacher.
No one said it was fun.
The little things.
Little things.
Oh, we had a fancy board, so.
I don't actually need the board. I like this thing. These are so cheap.
They are. What is it every class model?
Wait, what?
Like
Those four.
the Symposium.
It's cheap.
Yeah, I think you can't use the HDMI cable with it. You still have to just use like a regular USB. So I think that's why, because they're changing everything to HDMI. I'm like, your notes do not need to be in HD. I do not care.
I mean, that doesn't really mean anything to me, but I'm glad you get to use that.
Me too. So like this kind of cable versus like this
Was
is
that the
not.
one that you used to use? That's the thing.
This is like the nicer one.
Oh, so it's HD.
Yes.
So we're getting rid of the
Why do we
nice.
need HD?
Wait, why are we getting rid of the nice one?
Probably trying to game.
No,
No,
they
no,
want
no.
that.
They want this, but that
How
doesn't
can
work.
you get HD on that? Doesn't that look HD?
Alright guys, so for domain, think about when you graphed your log functions. Remember there was like an asymptote right there, and then it did this? And you wrote the domain I don't know how many times, and you told me 0 to infinity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you need to start by whatever's in here just has to be greater than 0. That's the only part you care about. So for the first one here, x would have to be greater than 1. And that should make sense. This graph is shifted to the right one. Like your asymptote moved over 1, so your domain should be everything greater than 1. So you would do 1 to infinity. That's pretty easy, right?
Hey,
That's
we were expecting more.
so late.
That's clearly not spicy enough.
Not spicy enough for me.
Okay, no.
All right, so let's do 13. So again, you start with what's here. Is that a little spicier? Maybe. All right, so I've got x squared plus 5x plus 6 is greater than 0. How do I solve an inequality when it's got x squared in it? Yes, the number line. Okay, so we factor it. It will not go away. So x plus 3, x plus 2 greater than 0. What do I put on my number line? Okay. And what number is easy to check? 0. So if I plug a 0 in, 0 plus 3 is positive, 0 plus 2 is positive, and everyone understands, right, that 0 is way over here on the right side?
Yes.
Okay, positive times positive is? Positive. Is there multiplicity with anything here? No, so is it going to alternate sections? Yes, so plus, minus, plus. I want greater than 0. So I want this stuff, and I want this stuff. Do I want the negative 3 and the negative 2? No, those are not included.
Will we ever?
You're not going to do equal to 0 when we're doing logs. So you're going to tell me your answer negative infinity to negative 3. Negative 2 to infinity. Okay. Not that bad, right? And domain just never goes away. Okay. Just like factoring. All right, I think we're almost done.
I get it now. Yeah, it's a really long week.
Okay, guys, so still domain here. I'm going to have you try 14 and 15. Don't get freaked out because I've got a natural log. Base 8, that part does not matter. 14 is a little trickier. Yep, I agree.
We all felt sick.
Just means you're very happy. You guys need help or you got these? Yes? Okay. So on 14, all I care about is this part.
Oh, not equal 0.
Greater than 0. Okay. I need a number line then. What goes on my number line? Negative 2 and 2. What do we want to test? 0. That's going to give me a positive over negative, which is negative. And what do you think? Are they going to alternate? Yep. So, what do I want as my answer? Soft brackets on everything. Okay. All right. So the next one, yeah, we've got natural log. I don't care about that. I care about this x squared minus 4. Has to be greater than 0. Factors.
Wait, doesn't this one have multiplicity on it?
Not once you factor it, no. So it's negative 2 and 2. It's the exact same thing as the one on the left. You'd get a negative times a positive. We have to talk about natural log, but then that's it. And E. Remember how E is a number? All right, we're okay with domain? Anybody questions so far? We're almost done. All right, guys, so LN stands for natural log. It is just a log with base E. You know how if no base was written for your log, it was base 10? If you see natural log, which is LN, that is just a log with base E. Okay. We'll do a decent amount with it, but it matters a lot more when you get into calculus. And then E right now, guys, all you really need to know about E is that it's a number. It's, don't write this down because it's just going to confuse you, but it's really the limit as x approaches infinity of 1 plus 1 over x to the x. You don't need to know that this year, okay? But just so that's where it comes from. Don't write it down. Don't get scared. You just need to know it's a number, okay? The E is a number. It's not just a letter. Yep, 2.7-ish. Kind of cool. It's a number like pi is a number, okay? All right, guys. Homework. Let's see. There would actually be the homework worksheets. Or the extra practice worksheets. Let's do.
Yeah, my son.
8-1 and 8-2. All right, guys. You have a worksheet. One side of it says homework. The other side says extra practice. I just want you to do multiples of 3 on each side. Do you know what I mean when I say multiples of 3?
That means it's 2 more back.
I know. All right, guys. Look at, if you look on your assignment sheet, you will also see I'm giving you a take-home quiz today. It's not due until, let's see, the dates are wrong on when that's due.
Oh, I know. All numbers are.
Guys, it says on your assignment sheet it's due next class. I'm going to give you another time.
It says for more things, 8.3.
Wait, Ron, are we missing the next class?
Combine that.
Oh.
It's like
It's not to overuse it. Not to right away.
So it might not come.
So do number 3, only number 3 on both
Not the Oh, it's just like quiz. And it's due next class. Guys, so the take-home quiz, again, not due until Friday. This homework stuff is due next time.